Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Swami Narayan, Namaste, welcome back. We are working our way through the Srimad Bhagavatam. I thought we would go for a different view today. I just needed some variety. You can watch the cars going off to work or wherever this morning. And today we are reading chapter 3 of Canto 5. This is called Rsabhadeva's Appearance in the Womb of Merudevi, the wife of King Nabhi. Sukadeva Goswami continued to speak. Maharaja Nabhi, the son of Agnidra, wished to have sons, and therefore he attentively began to offer prayers and worship of Lord Vishnu, the master and enjoyer of all sacrifices. Maharaja Nabhi's wife, Merudevi, who had not given birth to any children at that time, also worshipped the Lord along with her husband. In the performance of a sacrifice, there are 7 transcendental means to obtain the mercy of the Lord. 1. By sacrificing valuable things or edibles. 2. By acting in terms of place. 3. By acting in terms of time. 4. By offering hymns. 5. By going through a priest. 6. By offering gifts to the priest, and 7. By observing the regulative principles. However, one cannot always obtain the Supreme Lord through his paraphernalia. Nonetheless, the Lord is affectionate to his devotee. Therefore, when Maharaja Nabhi, who was a devotee, worshipped and offered prayers to the Lord with great faith and devotion, and with a pure, uncontaminated mind, superficially performing some yagna in the line of pravargya, the kind Supreme Personality of Godhead, due to his affection for his devotees, appeared before King Nabhi in his unconquerable and captivating form with 4 hands. In this way, to fulfill the desire of his devotee, Lord Vishnu manifested himself in his beautiful body before his devotee. The body pleases the mind and eyes of the devotee. Lord Vishnu appeared before King Nabhi with 4 arms. He was very bright, and he appeared to be the best of all personalities. Around the lower portion of his body he wore a yellow silken garment. On his chest was the mark of Srivatsa, which always displays beauty. He carried a conch shell, lotus flower, disc, and club, and he wore a garland of forest flowers and the Kaustubha gem. He was beautifully decorated with a helmet, earrings, bangles, belt, pearl necklace, armlets, ankle bells, and other bodily ornaments bedecked with radiant jewels. Seeing the Lord present before them, King Nabhi and his priests and associates felt just like poor people who have suddenly attained great riches. They received the Lord and respectfully bent their heads and offered him things in worship. The priests began to offer prayers to the Lord, saying, "O most worshipful one, we are simply your servants. Although you are full in yourself, please, out of your causeless mercy, accept a little service from us, your eternal servants. We are not actually aware of your transcendental form, but we can simply offer our respectful obeisances again and again, as instructed by the Vedic literatures and authorized acharyas. Materialistic living entities are very much attracted to the modes of material nature, and therefore they are never perfect, but you are above the jurisdiction of all material conceptions. Your name, form, and qualities are all transcendental and beyond the conception of experimental knowledge. Indeed, who can conceive of you? In the material world, we can perceive only material names and qualities. We have no other power than to offer our respectful obeisances and prayers unto you, the transcendental person. The chanting of your auspicious transcendental qualities will wipe out the sins of all mankind. That is the most auspicious activity for us, and we can thus partially understand your supernatural position. O Supreme Lord, you are full in every respect. You are certainly very satisfied when your devotees offer you prayers with faltering voices, and in ecstasy bring you tulasi leaves, water, twigs, bearing new leaves, and newly grown grass. This surely makes you satisfied. We have engaged in your worship with many things, and have offered sacrifices unto you, but we think that there is no need for so many arrangements to please your lordship. All of life's goals and opulences are directly, self-sufficiently, unceasingly, and unlimitedly increasing in you at every moment. Indeed, you are unlimited enjoyment and blissful existence itself. As far as we are concerned, O Lord, we are always after material enjoyment. You do not need all these sacrificial arrangements, but they are meant for us so that we may be benedicted by your lordship. All these sacrifices are performed for our fruitive results, and they are not actually needed by you. O Lord of Lords, we are completely ignorant of the execution of Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, the process of liberation, because we do not actually know the goal of life. You have appeared personally before us like a person soliciting worship, but actually you are present here just so we can see you. You have come out of your abundant and causeless mercy in order to serve our purpose, our interest, and give us the benefit of your personal glory, called apavarga, liberation. You have come, although you are not properly worshipped by us due to our ignorance. O most worshipful of all, you are the best of all benefactors, and your appearance at saintly King Nabhi's sacrificial arena is meant for our benediction. Because you have been seen by us, you have bestowed upon us the most valuable benediction. Dear Lord, all the great sages who are thoughtful and saintly persons incessantly recount your spiritual qualities. These sages have already burned up all the unlimited dirty things, and by the fire of knowledge strengthened their detachment from the material world. Thus they have attained your qualities and are self-satisfied. Yet, even for those who feel spiritual bliss in chanting your attributes, your personal presence is very rare. Dear Lord, we may not be able to remember your name, form, and qualities due to stumbling, hunger, falling down, yawning, or being in a miserable disease condition at the time of death when there is a high fever. We therefore pray unto you, O Lord, for you are very affectionate to your devotees. Please help us remember you and utter your holy names, attributes, and activities which can dispel all the reactions of our sinful lives. Dear Lord, here is the great King Nabhi, whose ultimate goal in life is to have a son like you. Your lordship, his position is like that of a person approaching a very rich man and begging for a little grain. Maharaja Nabhi is so desirous of having a son that he is worshipping you for a son, although you can offer him any exalted position, including elevation to the heavenly planets or liberation back to Godhead. Dear Lord, unless one worships the lotus feet of great devotees, one will be conquered by the illusory energy, and his intelligence will be bewildered. Indeed, who has not been carried away by the waves of material enjoyment, which are like poison? Your illusory energy is unconquerable. No one can see the path of this material energy or tell how it is working. O Lord, you perform many wonderful activities. Our only aim was to acquire a son by performing this great sacrifice. Therefore, our intelligence is honestly not very sharp. We are not experienced in ascertaining life's goal. By inviting you to this negligible sacrifice for some material motive, we have certainly committed a grave offense at your lotus feet. Therefore, O Lord of Lords, please excuse our offense because of your causeless mercy and equal mind. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, the priests, who were even worshipped by King Nabhi, the emperor of Bharata Varsha, offered prayers in prose. Generally, they were in poetry, and bowed down at the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord of Lords, the ruler of the demigods, was very pleased with them, and he began to speak as follows. Lord Vishnu said, O great sages, I am certainly very pleased with your prayers. You are all truthful. You have prayed for the benediction of a son like me for King Nabhi, but this is very difficult to obtain. Since I am the Supreme Person without a second, and since no one is equal to me, another personality like me is not possible to find. In any case, because you are all qualified brahmanas, your vibrations should not prove untrue. I consider the brahmanas who are well qualified with brahmanical qualities to be as good as my own mouth. Since I cannot find anyone equal to me, I shall expand myself into a plenary portion and thus advent myself in the womb of Merudevi, the wife of Maharaja Nabhi, the son of Agnidra. Sukadeva Goswami continued his narration. After saying this, the Lord disappeared. The wife of King Nabhi, Queen Merudevi, was sitting by the side of her husband, and consequently she could hear everything the Supreme Lord had said. Lord Vishnu was pleased by the great sages at that sacrifice. Consequently, the Lord decided to personally exhibit the method of executing religious principles and also satisfy Maharaja Nabhi's desire. Consequently, he appeared as the son of Merudevi in his original spiritual form, which is above the modes of material nature. Thus ends Chapter 3. That is a very revealing chapter of instructions for all of us. This is not just a pleading of some brahmanas for the king to get a son. This is instructing us on our prayers. How many times have you encountered someone, or maybe yourself, and you've confessed that you're praying, you're doing the things, but you're falling down, or it's half-hearted, or you just don't know, or you're confused. You're going through the rituals, but yet there's nothing there. You know what I mean? You are ignorant on some level, and you know you're ignorant, as they talk about in here. And right here we have the philosophy behind that very common situation, and that the sincerity of the devotees reaches the ears of God. I want to tell a story right now, because this is kind of related, and if you watch this channel, you know that I like to share my life, and I like to share things because I think it brings these stories, down to earth, makes them relatable. So when I was in college, I got really involved in the Christian church. I mean, I was going to church like multiple days a week, and I realized I really liked the environment. Like, I would have loved, and even to this day it's a dream job, to work in a church or a religious environment. I really, really enjoyed it. Well, I was going to church so much, but I had no faith. I absolutely confess that now. I had this much faith. And actually, when it came to believing in Jesus, I think it was this much belief. I believed in God, and I've talked about that before, but I didn't really believe in Jesus. In the Bible, I kind of, I guess so. It was really how I approached things. I came to I don't know, I wouldn't say an existential crisis, or maybe an ethical crisis at some point, where I realized how much I would have loved to have worked in this and made this world my career. But I had no faith, and thus to be sitting there talking about, God, Jesus, yeah, man, that Jesus guy, whoo, go St. Paul, I would have been such a hypocrite. I would have been leading people to something I didn't believe in at all. I would have been leading people astray and been a fraud. And I just decided I couldn't do that. And being honest and truthful has always been my downfall. Because at the end of the day, I know losing friends or losing things or whatever might be hard, but at the end of the day, I'd like to die knowing I was honest. And I was honest with myself. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, what good is it if you can be honest with somebody else? So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this chapter. If you have a story to tell, or you can relate to it, put it down below so others who watch this video can glean something from it and learn something from it maybe, or you can help them. So, that being said, thank you for watching. Until next time. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Swami Narayan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.